Hey there, how's it going for you all? I'm happy that I finally found some time to bring you a new video. Today's match sees the battle between Jan on a budget Azalea list and Anna on a... I don't even know. Well, she has the legendary scab skin leather, so she's the devil, right? Oh well, there you go. Anna on a devilish Rhinar list. In case you are wondering, we don't really have any budget or rarity rules in our group. If anything is too strong, we'll just swap it out, otherwise anything goes. Generally speaking, Jan doesn't want to spend a whole lot, I can't spend a whole lot, and at some point Anna became an addict and now eats and drinks flesh and blood. Well, not quite, but you get my point. Anyway, Jan's starting hand consists of a blue Bolton shot, a red Bolton shot, a yellow boulder trap and a red lace with blood rod. Anna on the other hand has a yellow smash instinct, a red wild ride, a red barraging beatdown and a red savage feast. Our contestants roll the dice, Jan wins and decides to go first. He begins the match by activating Barbed Castaway, pitching a blue to pay for it. A red Bolton shot then enters his arsenal and he plays Lace with blood rod, buffing his next arrow. Bolton shot then starts his combat chain, now threatening 7 damage with an on-hit effect that creates a blood rod pox token. Bolton shot's own ability triggers as well and it gains go again as well as another on-hit effect in the form of reload. Anna goes for a clean block with Smash Instinct and another card from hand as well as Bark Bone Strapping. That does it for Jan's turn, he puts a card into arsenal and both players refill their hands and Jan passes to Anna. She starts by playing a red Barraging Beatdown. Its Intimidate resolves and Jan banishes a random card from hand face down. Expecting more Intimidate triggers by Rhinar, he puts his cards onto the playmat. Anna then plays a Blood Rush Bellow by pitching a blue and discarding a random card. Well, semi-random because she only has a Wild Ride left in her hand. Since it has 6 power, Blood Rush Bellow lets her draw 2 cards and it gains go again. In addition to that, Rhinar triggers and intimidates. Jan banishes another card face down. Anna decides it's finally time to play an attack as Skullcrack hits the field. In the reaction step, Jan doesn't want Barraging Beatdown's effect to occur, so he defends the 8 damage with Boulder Trap and Tar Pit Trap. Due to the active buff on Skullcrack, Boulder Trap triggers and Jan puts a -1 counter on Bone Vizier, which both players thought would be destroyed by it. That would only be the case if it had Temper and not Blade Break, but it doesn't alter the course of the game. It would have been destroyed later and could have only blocked for 0, so there's that. Through the wrongful destruction, Anna reveals another Barraging Beatdown and puts it on the bottom. Damage is then dealt and Jan is now at 18 life. They clean the field, Anna puts a card into arsenal and draws 4. On Jan's turn we see another Barbed Castaway activation which is paid for by a blue. With this, a red Drill Shot enters his arsenal. After that he plays the second Lace with blood rod of the match to buff his next arrow. He then plays Drill Shot to attack for 7 yet again. Anna overblocks a bit this time with Breakneck Battery and another card from hand as well as Scabskin Leathers. That once again ends Jan's turn, he draws back to full and hands the turn to Anna. She plays a yellow Barraging Beatdown this time and intimidates Jan, who banishes a random card. He then remembers to clear his pitch zone from last round. After a bit of deliberation, Anna plays a red Skullcrack from arsenal, pitching a yellow. Jan once again doesn't want Beatdown's effect to happen and blocks the full amount with 2 Bolton shots from hand. The board is cleaned, cards are drawn and the turn is passed. Jan activates Barbed Castaway, pitching a blue to pay for it. He puts a red Drill Shot into arsenal and plays it right away. In the reaction step, Anna defends with a Reckless Swing, discarding a random card to pay the additional cost. It is a swing big, so Reckless Swing deals 2 damage to Jan. Out of action points, Jan draws 4 cards and Anna is back on the move. Ravenous Meat Axe is activated with a yellow Savage Swing. Anna draws a card and discards a Savage Beatdown at random. With this, Ravenous Meat Axe now attacks for 5 damage. Rhinar is of course also triggered and Jan has to banish a random card from hand until end of turn. He decides not to block and drops to 11 life. The last hand card then enters Anna's arsenal and she replenishes her hand. Jan starts his turn with a timeless classic and activates Barbed Castaway by pitching a blue. Through it, a red falcon wing enters his arsenal only to exit it seconds later. At long last, Jan deals his first damage this match and Anna takes the 4. Making the best use of Go Again, Jan destroys Bullseye Bracers to put a Barbed Undertow into arsenal and give it +1 power. Apparently some things didn't quite turn out as he planned and he commits to a blind Azalea activation. He gets lucky and hits a red Spire Sniping, which also allows him to order the top 2 cards of his library. And he puts them back as they were. One of his floating resources is then used to pay for Spire Sniping. Anna defends 3 of the 5 damage with a pack call and reveals a red pulping from the top of her deck to its effect. In the reaction step, Jan destroys Snapdragon Scalers to give Spire Sniping Go Again. That is followed by a destruction of Honing Hood to put his remaining hand card face down into arsenal. Well, never mind, it's put there face up, but played immediately anyway. A red infecting shot is now flying towards Anna with 5 power and an on-it effect to create a Bloodrot Box token. Anna defends 3 of the 5 damage with a pack call and reveals a red pulping from the top of her deck to its effect. I feel like I've said that before. Anyway, a Bloodrot Box token is then created under her control as well. We enter the end phase as the board is cleared up. Jan draws another 4 and it's Anna's turn to go on the offensive. It's Groundhog Day, everybody, as Jan gets intimidated by yet another barraging beatdown. You'd think he's used to it by now, huh? A random card of his is banished and Anna continues her turn by destroying Goliath Gauntlet. That is chased by a Wild Ride, which is paid for by a blue. Anna draws and discards a pulping, which means Wild Ride gains Go Again and Rhinar intimidates. With 2 hand cards banished, 8 damage facing him and the trigger of barraging beatdown in mind, Jan blocks 5 damage with a Fletcher Blue Tail and a blue sedation shot. 3 damage leak through and he is now in the single digits at 8. After that, Anna destroys Barkbone Strapping and rolls the die. She rolls a 3, netting her 1 resource, which is enough to go for a Meat X activation. She draws and discards a non-attack action card, meaning Meat X stays at 3 power. Without any means to block it, it hits and Jan is now only at 5 HP left. In the end phase, the Bloodrot Box token deals 2 damage to Anna, Jan gets his cards back, and Anna draws a full grip, passing the turn back again. As he only has 2 hand cards that seemingly don't do much together, Jan ends his turn, puts a card into arsenal and refills his hand. Anna plays an Alpha Rampage and pitches a blue. The sequencing here is a bit messed up as Alpha Rampage's Intimidate trigger resolves before she discards a random card, but it has no effect on the game. The discard then happens and it's another Alpha Rampage which triggers Rhinar's Intimidate as well. Now, in an unfortunate turn of events, Jan's remaining 2 hand cards both only block for 2, which means he takes exactly 5 damage through Alpha Rampage and Anna wins the game. Congratulations to Anna for winning this one. With probability and a bit of luck on her side, she was able to put up constant pressure through Intimidate, leaving Jan with no choice but to block with his leftover hand cards. She was able to comfortably take damage whenever necessary to retaliate with an even bigger hit. And that concludes this video. So, if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then please consider liking the video and subscribing, because there will be a lot more gameplay videos and budget deck techs for all kinds of formats coming your way. I will go and ponder the meaning of life now, and I'll get back to you on that one at some point. Take care.